Alrighty, let's do this. It's Friday, August 22nd, 2025. I liked the joke that I pulled this morning with the K-Bear logo being changed into what is now the Cracker Barrel logo, because for some reason my entire feed has just been nonstop, just Cracker Barrel rage, which I'm on the team of, hey, why did you take away the old logo? The old logo is awesome. They're also modernizing the restaurant, which I'm not a fan of. But anyway, I thought it was a funny joke, but you can tell there's some people in the comments that have no idea what that whole story is about. I'm kind of jealous of those people. I'm jealous of people who can just be completely unaware at all times. Like they have no idea what's going on social media and everything, you know? I do always encounter at least 1 to 2 people the day of like a major show coming to the area. Wait, what? I didn't know so-and-so was coming here. And it's like, where have you been? Under a rock like Patrick Starr? There was somebody that called me once, like a week after Ozzy died, saying, I just heard the news that Ozzy's dead. Like, how do you not know? How do you not know? I must just be, I'm so into I'm so into media that I know everything right as it happens, I guess. Even if I wasn't, I feel like I would have known Ozzy's death the day of. I would have known about shows coming to the area, things like that. Again, 208-535-1015 is the number to get a hold of me. I'm just looking at the comments here. It's pretty funny, the new K-Bear 101 logo. Well, I had to update the Facebook profile pic because it was still on that whole Ozzy memorial. I'm like, well, it's been a couple weeks now. We've had that up for long enough. Let's go ahead and do something else that's funny, you know? We'll change it back to the regular logo here soon. All right? Anyway, Peach's Pit Party will continue here in just a few on K-Bear 101. I mistakenly started the promo a little too early. By that, I mean I started the promo like right as it turned Friday, and it should have started at 10 a.m. this morning, so that way we could announce that we are once again giving away concert tickets, this time to Mudvayne, Static X, and Vended, live at the Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater on Friday, October 3rd. Again, there are going to be people the day of that show going, I didn't know Mudvayne was coming to the area. When was this announced? How do you not know? I have literally gotten sponsored posts for it on Instagram. I've been scrolling Instagram Reels. It pops up, and I see the big K-Bear 101 logo presents Mudvayne, Static X, and Vended live at the Port. And I go, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad it's getting shared everywhere. We want to pack the amphitheater. And we also want to give away tickets to people who want to go to the show. So starting on Monday, we are starting this little contest, this little mystery called Muddled Vein. What I have done personally is taken 5 different Mudvayne songs, and I have scrambled the choruses of each one. And, Monday we'll play you a song. Well, first of all, we'll play you the song, then ask for caller 20. You got to be caller 20 and guess that song correctly in order to win the pair of tickets to go see Mudvayne, Static X, and Vended. Make sure to spread the word, including make sure to spread the word to those people who are never on social media. You always meet those people who are just prideful. I'm not on Facebook. Good for you, Uncle Rick. Let them know. Mudvayne, Static X, and Vended live at the Port Friday, October 3rd, and make sure to listen extra carefully starting on Monday in order to win tickets to that show. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. I wonder how much interior designers get paid. Is it quite a lot? I feel like there's a lot of social media marketing you have to do for yourself with a job like that, because don't you just go into somebody's home and just help decorate the inside, and if you do a bad job, then you basically just have to move on to the next client, and that person gives you a bad review, right? Something like that. Every time I watch one of those architectural digest videos of a celebrity showing off one of their houses, because it's never their main house. It's always like some house, and then it's always like their secondary home, and then they have a team of people come in and clean the house right before. Because you should see some of these houses I've seen in these videos. They're spotless. There's just fresh fruit right there in the middle in the middle of the kitchen. It's all in one big bowl, that type of thing. And every single time you watch one of those videos, they will always say, well, I have to give a shout out to my interior designer, so-and-so. I have to give a shout out to the architect of the house, so-and-so. Well, in this now viral TikTok, this interior designer, Nicholas Fairford, sounds like a highfalutin name, doesn't it? Nicholas Fairford. He declared war on 5 everyday household items he says are total vibe killers in a home. You ready for this list? The reason why it's viral is because of things. He's basically saying these are vibe killers, and these are things that are almost essential for a home. Number one, he said TVs. He said they're just ugly black boxes. He's never owned one and prefers a serene, screen-free space. I bet he's the type of dude to like play chess and get really into it, you know? Number two is microwaves. Another bulky eyesore, he says. He cooks daily and sees no need for the metal monstrosity. I bet he brags about that to his friends. Like, I don't need to use a microwave. I use the stove. Oh, good for you, Nicholas. Nobody asked. Laundry drying in plain sight. He uses a spare room to hide his drying clothes. Yeah, kudos to the commenter who wrote, not everyone has a spare room, Nicholas. I have a spare room in my place, but that's also where I put my clothes up, but it's supposed to be like my little office. You know, when I first moved out here, the only option was a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. It's not the best apartment, but something, you know? That a second bedroom has my little clothing rack where I dry my clothes, of course. So I think I'm sort of following this guy's list. I checked off one of the 5 things. Overhead lighting. He says, get rid of that. Harsh and unflattering. He's all about soft lamp glow and little pools of light. I bet he's the type of dude to have that salt lamp on the nightstand. Something like that. And then number 5 for Nicholas Fairford's list of things that are vibe killers in a home. Dusty, unused candles. Light them for an hour, even once, just so they look used, he advises. Naturally, TikTok had some thoughts, too, on this whole thing. But some were agreeing with his whole minimalist aesthetic, which for me, the whole minimalist thing, I wonder, where do they keep stuff like their social security card, their tax documents, things that you want to keep in like one of those accordion folders? Where do they keep that at? If they want to go for that minimalist approach, where do they keep excess like silverware, plates at? What do minimalist people even do with gifts? Do they just throw them away? And say, I don't need this. I'm trying to have as minimal as possible in my home. Anyway, there's your 5 things. If you have any one of those 5 things and you want to follow Nicholas Fairford's advice, get rid of your TV, microwave, laundry drying in plain sight, overhead lighting, and dusty, unused candles. You know, this might get me in trouble with the lady, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. For some reason, this popped up in the radio prep. Is there an ideal time to have dinner? Well, if you ask a nutritionist the best time to eat your last meal, they'll tell you it depends on one important factor: the time you go to bed. Eating too close to bedtime, especially heavy, spicy, or fatty meals, can mess with digestion and sleep quality. With this in mind, try to keep things as light as possible with dinner and try to finish eating about 2 to 3 hours before hitting the sack, is what it says. I've never heard anybody refer to it as that. I've heard, AC/DC, of course, say, hit the sack, in the Brian Johnson voice. But for me, I usually eat dinner right as I'm off of work, right? My special lady's whole family and her eat dinner like 9 p.m. And I'm like, come on, I'm starving here. So I get cranky during the whole car ride, whatever we're doing. I'm just like, come on, can we eat something already? And then we go to her parents' house and I start raiding the pantry, eating all the chips. And they have these like little jars of peanut butter M&Ms, and I eat that too. And I'm trying not to snack at all, not snack that much anymore, not at all, but not snack that much anymore. But so I got to wait till it's almost my bedtime in order to eat dinner. Maybe I should put my foot down, just be like, hey, you know what? It's 5:30 or nothing. Earlier this month, WWE and ESPN announced a deal that involved big WWE events moving to ESPN next year. Well, all that has been kicked into gear as the partnership is starting 6 months sooner. Instead of waiting until 2026, ESPN will start its run with WrestlePalooza just 1 month away on September 20th. It's clear ESPN wants as many reasons as possible for people to sign up for their bundled streaming service, which launched yesterday. There's been a lot of talk about MLB expansion recently, and an eventual move to 32 teams will likely mean some division and league reorganization and fewer games overall. A new report says that the schedule would likely shrink from 162 games to either 154 or 156. If the divisions just have 4 teams, 12 games apiece versus the other 3 teams is 36 total. 6 games apiece versus the other 12 teams in the same league is 72 games. And 3 games apiece versus the 16 teams in the other league adds 48, which brings the total to 156. there's a chance MLB will shave off 2 games to equal the 154-game schedule used from 1908 to 1961. Every NFL preseason, referees and the league get together and decide on at least one point of emphasis, which pretty much means they're looking for aspects of the game to crack down on. This year, it looks like NFL officials will be on the lookout for poor sportsmanship and throwing flags. While many fans criticize the no-fun league for caring so much about on-field celebrations, the league office says there's a difference between celebrations that bring teammates together and those that taunt opponents or reflect poorly on the league. Come on, let the football players do it. And if the other team hates it that much, they'll tackle. They'll tackle with extra aggression, and that's it. All right, it's football. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. So recently, I canceled my Netflix just because, well, there's really nothing for me to watch on there. I watched Season 5 of You. I watched Season 3 of Squid Game. Maybe I'll get it again once Stranger Things season whatever comes out. I forgot exactly what season we're on, but I think it is the final season of Stranger Things. I'm still into the show. I don't care how old the kids get. I'm still into the whole thing. Well, Netflix decided to launch something that I think personally is just rather quite dumb. They launched Astrology Hub, and they're going to recommend shows based on your astrological sign. Yeah. Movies and TV series will be suggested based on the zodiac and the company's latest move to give their homepage a playful edge on rivals. What do you mean a playful edge? You really think this is going to sucker people into watching Netflix now? I'm a Capricorn, so I should watch whatever Netflix recommends to me. No. I wonder what staff member recommended this idea at some important meeting at Netflix, and they're like, you know what? This person's onto something here. That's what we got to do. The new Your Zodiac Watch List feature will launch on subscriber homepages on Saturday, when Virgo season officially kicks off, noted a spokesperson. I am a Virgo, my birthday in a week. Should I go on to Netflix? Or actually, I don't have it anymore. Should I go on to my girlfriend's Netflix and see what it recommends her and be like, hey, maybe we should watch this because you can relate to these movies because the stars affect that somehow. Astrology is so silly. It's even worse when you hear a radio show do a whole morning show segment about reading off people's horoscopes. Oh, man, that is lazy radio. You know, it's been a topic for the past week or even more. The Cracker Barrel logo, I talked about it at the beginning part of my show, that I jokingly, I messaged Maddie early this morning and was like, hey, could you possibly edit the new Cracker Barrel logo into being a K-Bear 101 logo, and I can update our profile picture because the Ozzy Osbourne tribute has been up there for the past couple of weeks, and we just needed to update it. And so I thought, originally I was going to sort of go with the whole Swiftie thing. You know, she basically said, hey, my new album, The Life of a Showgirl, is going to be released later this year, and I was going to make the K-Bear logo orange and make a joke with the Swifties type of thing, see what the reactions would have been for that. But Maddie delivered. She made K-Bear 101 into the Cracker Barrel logo. I posted it on our Facebook, and there has been plenty of people going along with the joke. And some people are so good at sarcasm, I can't tell if they're actually mad or if they're just going along with it, you know? But this whole thing about the Cracker Barrel update kind of reminds me of the whole water tower argument here in the area. Anytime you post the new water tower on places like Facebook, especially the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group, people will comment how ugly it is. They're so passionate about how they want to keep the old water tower. And don't get me wrong, I do love the old water tower, but it's just out of date. There has to be a new one. You know, the new one needs to be there. And like people are making it a political thing, just like with the whole Cracker Barrel thing. People are making it so political. Go woke, go broke. It's like, well, I also am not a huge fan of the Cracker Barrel update myself. I am right there with everybody else who's mad about it, but I'm not making it a political thing. I'm just saying it's more so a dumb decision to fix something that's not broken. You know, Cracker Barrel with that signature logo with the guy in the barrel and it says Old Country Store. You go in there and you enjoy some delicious food, and you have all the stuff all over the walls. It's a fun time. Victor and I got into that whole heated debate yesterday about how he supposedly hates Cracker Barrel, and it was like a whole Texas Roadhouse versus Cracker Barrel type of argument. But I was looking into the numbers that at one point they were almost at $200 million in losses, something like that in the stock market. Cracker Barrel lost almost $100 million in market share after the release of the new logo. And at one point it was closer to $200 million and then sort of rebounded in after hours trading. But as the stock price fluctuated throughout the day, it got down as much as $200 million. And by the way, the $100 million is a 7.2% loss. So think about how much money that means Cracker Barrel is worth. And that's astonishing, isn't it? Really, it's weird. And people are now getting upset by the weirdest things. People are nitpicky so much online. It's ridiculous. It's like, come on, calm down, go with the flow. And I just like to make jokes, and there's people actually taking it seriously in the Facebook comment section. If you want to take a look at it, K-Bear 101 FM, there are people who are legitimately, right as they open Facebook, Sangui Sugabog, the metal band, they changed their logo into the Cracker Barrel logo. The old one, not the new one. Wasn't it not that long ago I talked about this one particular story where people were putting plants in the tanks of their toilets, and they were like trying to spruce up their bathroom just by doing that, and all these plumbers were like, hey, please don't even dare do this, which you think plumbers would be like, hey, please do this because then it provides more work for the plumbers, more money, right? Well, now this woman, I'm reading the story here, she has turned her bathroom into a chia spa, inspired by the idea of a green bath, whatever that is. Her name's Grow with Jessie. She soaked chia seeds, smeared them all over her tub, and watched them sprout into a fuzzy green carpet. But she didn't stop there. She went full chia spa mode, covering her sink, toilet, even 3D printed Shrek ears with chia sprouts. Okay, that last part's funny. But could you imagine you go to visit this girl, maybe like she's single and you're trying to date her, and you go over to her place and you're like, hey, can I use the bathroom real quick? She's like, sure, go right ahead. It's right there, the first door on your right. And you go in there and there's all these different, like, I don't know, what, grass growing out of the toilet, grass all in the inside of the tub. You're like, what in the world am I looking at here? I get freaked out by grass or anything squishy, slimy underwater. So taking a bath on top of green grass just throws me off. Even just standing on it gives me the heebie-jeebies. No, thank you. Chia. What kind of stuff was she doing in order to think of this idea to just add chia pet seeds? She probably, like, late one night was on a certain something, doing a certain something, and she just turns on the TV and she sees like this. Do they still have ads for chia pets anymore? She must have saw like an online ad or something for a chia pet and was like, that's what I have to coat my bathtub with. That right there. I'm sure people are now sick and tired of me and also everyone else talking about the whole Cracker Barrel fiasco. Well, Steak and Shake decided to get in on the whole drama involving Cracker Barrel. I'm sure they saw this as an opportunity to be like, hey, we can market ourselves, because me personally, I don't think I've ever been to a Steak and Shake ever. But they tweeted out, this is word for word what they said. Sometimes people want to change things just to put their own personality on things. At CB, meaning Cracker Barrel, their goal is to just delete the personality altogether, hence the elimination of the old timer from the signage. Heritage is what got Cracker Barrel this far, and now the CEO wants to just scrape it all away. At Steak and Shake, we take pride in our history, our families, and American values, is what it says here. All are welcome. We will never market ourselves away from our past in a cheap effort to gain the approval of trend seekers. See what I mean? See what I mean? They're like, hey, Cracker Barrel's sucking, but you can come to Steak and Shake. I'm just reading the comments on this post. New logo looks like Golden Corral. Never been inside a Golden Corral either. All the memes have been quite funny, to say the least, okay? I wonder what exactly the Cracker Barrel CEO is thinking. I think she thinks that everyone is just being, a little too over exaggerated online, and that they'll eventually calm down soon. I don't think so. I think people are just overall sick and tired also of just unnecessary updates to this ever-growing gray world. McDonald's changed their appearance. They're now all these cube-shaped restaurants that have no color. Chuck E. Cheese got changed. They also changed Barney. What are people doing? Updating logos for no reason at all. Now, I follow this subreddit called r/TikTok cringe, and I saw this one girl got fired from an LA airport. I don't know if it was LAX. This might be a stupid question. Is there more than one airport in Los Angeles? How many airports are there? There's more than one. There's LAX, the primary international hub, but the region is also served by other commercial airports, including the Hollywood Burbank Airport. Oh, it counts the Long Beach Airport. Okay. It also counts the John Wayne Airport, which that's more Orange County. So it's kind of just counting all the airports in Southern California. But it just said this girl worked at a LA airport, so I don't know which one it is, but she did one of those a day in the life of videos, and she got herself fired because she revealed all the staff codes. She revealed places that nobody should ever see except for the people who work at the airport, put it all on TikTok, and she still recorded after she was fired too, which is what the headline said. But I was more so thinking about how we did that video with East Idaho News, the whole Work in It segment. We had Caitlin and Jordan of East Idaho News come to our side of the building, considering they're right down the hallway, and see what it's like to work on K-Bear or be a part of the K-Bear team, And I looked at the view count of that video, and it has 1,000 views. And I love the comments, by the way, because all the comments are making fun of Victor's appearance. Well, not necessarily making fun of, but they're all like, hey, I think Victor looks like Chris Elliott. And then another person goes, Victor looks like Paul Giamatti. And then another one goes, Victor looks like one of those kids from South Park, all grown up. And that's the overall comment section. There was some comments in there like, hey, I'm watching your content from so-and-so Washington. Keep it going. That was basically it. Well, I had only 1,000 views on that video. I thought it would be much, much more. But then recently, I think it might have been Nate Eaton that did a video where it was a day in the life of being a gas station worker. And that has double the views of ours. More people are interested in watching Nate be a gas station worker than know what it's like to work at K-Bear, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was because our video was uploaded in the middle of a whole bunch of Lori Daybell stuff and more people were interested in that. I don't know, but that video is still up on the East Idaho News YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, East Idaho News. And also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, K-Bear 101 RMG. Getting drunk and lying in a ditch will most likely get you arrested. But did you know that lying in a ditch and pretending to be drunk also will? Yeah, police in Elgin, Iowa responded to a call about a person lying in a ditch on the side of the road. They arrived at the scene, found this 31-year-old dude named Caleb Barker in the ditch, apparently drunk, but he wasn't actually intoxicated, just pretending to be. It's unclear why exactly he was doing that, but cops arrested him and charged him with simulated public intoxication. Can I ask AI to see why exactly he would come up with this whole thing? Now, why exactly would someone pretend to be drunk in this scenario? And let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Attention seeking, that's clearly number one. Maybe he wanted someone to notice him, call the cops, give him some drama. There's people out there like that. They just crave attention, even if it's as bad as that. Avoiding responsibility, could have been trying to fake being drunk so he had an excuse for something dumb he did earlier. Prank gone wrong. Testing the cops, maybe, which is the dumbest thing you can do. There are people out there who just like to mess with law enforcement for whatever reason, just to see what happens. And then it usually ends with handcuffs and the person crying, I didn't mean it, I swear. Performance art, the bad kind. Maybe he thought he was pulling off some kind of street theater. Nobody asked for it. That's for sure. Maybe this should have been what the headline. The what the headline story was just the guy pretending to be drunk in a ditch, and that was pretty much it. There was quite a cookout earlier this week in Missouri. 20 tons of ribeye steak were accidentally cooked on the highway. Firefighters in Doolittle, Missouri responded to a tractor trailer on fire and then soon realized, probably from the delicious smell, that it was hauling over 40,000 pounds of steak. After putting out the blaze, the entire truck and its charred cargo were deemed a total loss. Luckily, no one was hurt. And in an ironic twist, the first firefighter on the scene was a rookie responding to her very first fire. And according to the department, she just so happens to be a vegan. Isn't that a funny twist? I don't know. I thought it was a fun story for our Friday together. Here's Beartooth. I was alive on Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. All right, this question popped up at the top of my Reddit feed, and I said, sure, that seems like a question I've never asked before. What animated movie is a 10 out of 10? Let me know. There's tons of great animated movies out there. Somebody already put Spirited Away. Is that about that stupid horse? Spirited Away. No, that's the Studio Ghibli film. Spirit is the one about the horse. And I was thinking about getting Maddie from down the hall in here for this particular break because she loves that movie. I think at one point she said the horse from that movie is good looking. I don't know what her whole deal is. What animated movie is a 10 out of 10? Call into the show at 208-535-1015. Let me know. K-Bear 101, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. What animated movie to you is a 10 out of 10?
Sword in the Stone.
What was the title again?
Sword in the Stone.
Sword in the Stone. Let me see if I can pull this up. From 1963. I have never, ever even seen or heard of this movie before.
It's the best.
I guess I got to add it to my watch list. Another one adding. I feel like this is slowly turning into the never-ending list. Oh, this is from. Okay, I was looking at Google Images and recognized one of the screenshots here. People have made memes out of this scene with the wizard and the boy.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense now. 208-535-1015. What animated movie is a 10 out of 10? Let me know for to peach their own. K-Bear, what's going on?
Hey, Peaches. What's up, man?
Oh, nothing much. You here to answer today's to peach their own question?
I am. I threw an answer on your Facebook, but I thought I'd throw it here because my daughter wanted me to. Ellie,
all right.
Say hi.
Hey,
that's my daughter, Peaches.
All right. Very nice.
Tell them what's your name. Ellie.
Ellie?
She's named after Ellie from Up.
Oh, very nice.
Now, I have to tell you, it does get hard to explain to her, the older she gets, hey, sorry we named you after the character that, passes away in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, but we've also kind of given her the understanding that the whole movie is based on the idea of this man doing this thing for his wife, right? She's literally the plot device that drives the story, so.
And every Pixar movie has that just like punch to the chest type of moment there.
Oh, man, Coco gets me, too. There's like a double punch where the grandma remembers her dad, and then the next scene, she's passed away, and she's with her dad. And it's like, man, why you got to hit me twice?
Right.
That's like, yeah.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.